What's happening, guys? Fallen from OTB here, coming with a new video. This is going to be a short one today. This is going to be a couple, sorry everyone, I didn't have time to put in to make this. I have literally like 5 minutes. So they are just attacks that I have done in the last couple days, based on dragons and drag riders. This is going to be kind of old strategy that was once useful, then magically the attack went away for a while and was hardly useful. Now all of a sudden I can't go wrong using it. We're going to jump right into it here right now and kind of explain how this is working. So I didn't even really review these are just my attacks. I'm going over them really quick. Some of these bases are not optimal, but let's just keep in mind the base selection for the use of these dragons. So something that with a good cluster, and then something with, when it comes to using clone spells, I love a good cluster of defenses that are going to be behind or in front of the town hall, but I do want to make sure and avoid any type of tornado traps while we're doing this. So goal number one, and this is the biggest change, is I used to try and get the heroes into the base, and really sacrificing them before the dragons are down. But on this case, we are trying to keep them alive as long as possible and sort of set the pathing as like a rolling pattern for your main force. I've also learned to bring at least one rage to get the troops started and get everything kind of pushing into the base, which also helps the warden move up and get that blimp in as well. So we're going to pop that ability as late as possible, so we make sure that that blimp makes it all the way there, and we make sure that those core defenses are going to be taken down. And here we go. We actually missed the loon here, but because of the way the tornado trap was, it spawned those loons outward, so we did lose a few loons. However, we were able to keep things busy enough for those, for the rest of the attacking troops, that basically were very healthy and were able to overcome those outside defenses here. And I think this is probably one of the sloppier ones. I don't know. One of them, I think it was just my queen was alive at the end. But here's proof: is attacks really do come down to the wire a lot of the times. And in this case, we're taking advantage of the fact that heroes are on one whole opposite end of the base. This is why it's important for heroes to stay alive as long as possible. This was really a close one here, I can't deny that fact. And this was the one where it was just the queen alive. But anyways, we get down to the end of the attack right here, and everything had done a great job, and we had one dragon alive with a healer supporting it. So that's perfect. It's a close one when you get down to those bait town halls. Jumping down to 24. Okay, here we go. So once again here, this is a base, it's not terrible. It's a decent base. Again, a little bit of a teaser on the outside with the clan castle and things like that. Here we started with a ice golem, because that ice golem really is needed to help get this king down, and also kind of prevent soaking up so much damage from the heroes here with those Teslas and things like that. Grand Warden does so much damage by itself as well, that you really got to be careful. So once again, we did start a drag down here, a little bit of pathing going, little pathing, and then we're just kind of pushing everything forward, having some of those heroes take care of the outside things, keep that queen alive as much as possible, and try and run her around the outside. And I actually screwed up here, and instead of hitting, I don't know what I was going to hit, maybe my Royal Champ or something like that, but I used the ability so early, it really screwed me up. But here, once again, we do notice that those loons are out. Keep in mind, 3 frees are going to be used situationally. We have the... everything happened. I couldn't pop the ability to get that blimp there in time, but things kind of left it alone, so I was able to drop that blimp and get that clone spell working very fine here. And you'll see everything kind of split nicely. Took care of a couple of those defenses. Late clone here for later. So that back end, once again, that was not a beautiful clone. It wasn't a great blimp, but because we used, the clone away from the town halls, Inferno and the poison, and we also used them to help clear out those surrounding defenses Tornado traps are scary once again. Here's a key pick on that single target Inferno. We really needed that killed, and it just went at the very end. So here's another scenario where you have just your heroes alive. And sure, with the queen ability, you know, when you're sending those dragons, send them early enough so your queen can survive. But also, you need enough time to set the pathing for the dragons, because if they start going around the opposite side, then that's two sides you have to worry about. Twice as tough to get those dragons through the base successfully, because even though we have those loons, we need them for pathing, and the heroes we need to keep strong, and the more you keep them alive, the more defenses you kill later. So we'll jump into the most recent war. What is this? Start with, what is it? 2020. Alright, so here on 20, perfect. So once again, you see the Town Hall bait with the heroes on one end. Everything is kind of set up that way. And so really, we're just kind of going forward and starting the heroes here at the bottom. So we know we can get that air defense picked. I really was hoping that the heroes were going to push to the left, but I'm terrible with pathing heroes. They never want to listen to me. I'm still going to send them anyways. Get that dragon around the outside right there, starting the pathing. And then what I have learned is you just clump those dragons together. I don't even like it necessarily. I don't even agree with it, but I saw it work against us, and I just started using it, and sure enough, you just clump them, and you'll get there. So we get that rage somewhere around leading into that eagle. I did a little bit of a late freeze here. I should have frozen a little bit more relevant to prevent things, but it was late. But here comes the blimp. Very healthy troops in the core here. We have plenty of time to get that blimp to the town hall. I think the blimp might have died slightly early. Yes, so we did start those cloning spells pretty early. And look at that, though. We still have a lot of balloons that we're able to kill, you know, original, not very much value from them right there. The goal is to make sure you're getting a huge value with those clones, or don't use them. And honestly, I don't like this attack unless you're like Drum using bats. I don't like dragons if you're not going to use clone, or something like maybe a whiz bomb, something like that. Nice freeze to hang on to. That freeze is there for just in case if the town hall, if you run into tornado traps or something and you're buying time with your loons, because the loons will die in a tornado trap. Sure enough, here tornado trap was on the other side, and everything was able to clean up very efficiently. So that's that, and then we'll just jump to 31 here quick, and then we'll be done for the day. 31, once more, me. Here's a base that's pretty common. You see this often because it does throw off pathing a lot for a lot of attacks, having those kind of open clusters in the core. And then, you know, pretty standard to a lot of styles of bases we've been seeing these days. Once again, now I did go with the E-Drag here because I knew that we could kind of plop these defenses out early here to really set that pathing early. I usually don't use E-Drags for anything, but I don't know. To be honest with you, I can't tell you if it was worth it or not. It didn't end up doing the chain that I was hoping it would do. But anyways, we do have a nice straight path here, starting everything forward. We have a few troops heading into that corridor with the single Inferno, and that's the thing, is you're really going to want a freeze in there. So we used our ability to hide our blimp. Now this is great because the blimp has a job of its own. You're going to be using your clone right here, and the blimp's got its own work to do over here. And look at that, they got stuck in the trap right there. Fortunately, they were able to avoid it because those clone spells were placed away from it. So all of these loons being alive are helping to take care of just a few of those outside defenses. Here we can get that air defense right by where the town hall was taken care of, so you don't have to worry about any huge issues on the back end. The goal is you like to see your dragons clumped together toward the end. It's not always the smartest idea, but here, I'm getting off of work. There we go. Not always the smartest idea to have them clumped together, but here in this particular case, we're able to protect our Royal Champ, so we can get in there and get those defenses taken care of. And this is like, I mean, maybe 2 dragons lost, and of course a few loons and everything, but really a good portion of this whole attack force stays alive right here. And that's where you really can't ask for more. I don't know why those traps are out over there, but this is a good clan. They're, you know, I trust that their bases are pretty decent, so we're having a little tough time with this war, but you know, that's life. That's life for us. These guys are pretty dang good. Anyway, dragons are back, and there is more than enough proof, is because I use them, and it's been working, but they won't always work, so make sure you're finding value of where you're using your clone spells, and also setting the pathing with your heroes and making sure your heroes are staying alive is going to be the most important thing, guys. Anyways, we'll end the video right now. This is Fallen from OTB, signing off.